When life feels stable, dreams can disappear before breakfast. You wake up with only a trace, a strange room, a face, maybe the feeling that something happened. Then life starts falling apart, and suddenly your dreams return like full movies, with scenes that feel too detailed to ignore. They feel sharper, heavier, and more emotional. You remember colors, conversations, impossible places, and tiny details that vanish on normal mornings. It can feel as if your inner world has become louder than the outside one. This is not just imagination becoming dramatic. Stress changes sleep, crisis changes attention, and when your waking life becomes unstable, the brain often turns sleep into a second stage where unfinished emotions keep playing, almost as if the night shift has inherited the day shift's problems. The first reason is emotional intensity. The brain remembers experiences better when they are tied to strong feeling. During hard periods, anxiety, grief, uncertainty, and fear can give dream images a stronger emotional charge. A calm dream might dissolve because the brain has no reason to tag it as important. But a dream filled with threat, loss, reunion, escape, or confusion gets marked differently. The feeling becomes a hook. Stress hormones matter too. When life feels unsafe, cortisol can rise and stay higher than usual. Cortisol is part of the body's alert system. It helps you respond to pressure. But it can also make sleep lighter and more fragmented. So the boundary between dreaming and waking becomes easier to cross. Fragmented sleep is one of the biggest reasons you remember dreams. Dreams are easiest to recall when you wake up during them or right after them. If stress makes you wake repeatedly, it gives the brain more chances to catch the dream before it fades. This is why people often remember more dreams during breakups, grief, financial pressure, exams, conflict, illness, or major change. The night is no longer one smooth block. It becomes a series of small awakenings, and each awakening can preserve a fragment that would normally vanish. REM sleep is especially important. REM is the stage where many vivid, emotional, story-like dreams happen. During REM, the brain can be highly active while the body stays mostly still. When stress disrupts REM, dreams can feel more intense because you may wake closer to the emotional peak. It is like leaving a cinema while the final scene is still playing instead of after the credits, so the emotional music is still ringing in your body. The amygdala, which helps process threat and emotional importance, is active during many dreams. Meanwhile, the logical control systems that question reality are less dominant. That combination can make dream emotions feel huge and unquestioned. In waking life, you might tell yourself to be reasonable. In dreams, the emotional brain gets more room. A hallway becomes a warning. A missing train becomes failure. A collapsing house becomes the feeling that your life is losing structure. Dreams often use symbols because the brain is not writing essays. It builds scenes from memory, sensation, fear, desire, and prediction. When life is chaotic, the dream world may borrow that chaos and turn it into landscapes, objects, strangers, rooms, storms, and impossible journeys. This is the architecture of internal reality. Your brain takes external instability and rebuilds it inside sleep as places, characters, weather, rooms, roads, water, doors, and unfinished conversations. A person under pressure may dream of being chased, losing their phone, missing an exam, packing too slowly, being late, searching for someone, or trying to speak but not being heard. The plot changes, but the feeling is familiar. Pressure, helplessness, urgency, or unfinished business. The dream is not always a prophecy. More often, it is an emotional simulation. The brain is practicing danger, replaying conflict, testing possible outcomes, and trying to organize feelings that were too large during the day. Memory also becomes more active in crisis. When something painful is happening, the brain searches old files for patterns. Have I felt this before? Who did this remind me of? What happened last time? Dreams can mix the present with the past because emotion organizes memory by feeling, not by calendar date. That is why old friends, childhood homes, former partners, school corridors, dead relatives, or places you have not visited in years can return. The brain is pulling emotional material from wherever it can find matching texture, even if the connection makes no logical sense when you wake up. When life is falling apart, the sense of time can change too. Days may feel unreal, stretched, or repetitive. Dreams then become part of that strange continuity between waking and sleeping, as if the mind never fully clocks out. You may wake from a dream and feel as if it belongs to the same crisis as yesterday's messages, arguments, bills, medical results, or silent rooms. The dream and the day start sharing the same emotional weather, so sleep no longer feels like a clean escape. This is why vivid dreams during hard times can feel meaningful. They are connected to your life, but not always literally. They are emotional mirrors, not perfect maps. The brain is trying to metabolize experience. Just as the body digests food, the mind tries to digest shock, uncertainty, and loss. Dreams are one way the brain breaks big feelings into scenes it can move around. But vivid dreams can become exhausting. If every night feels like another crisis, the body may wake tired, even after enough hours in bed. Emotional dreams can leave residue, like the mood keeps echoing after the images disappear, and the morning starts with emotional debt. One helpful step is to write the dream down briefly, without turning it into a mystery hunt. Capture the main images and the feeling, then ask, what emotion is this dream carrying? That question is often more useful than, what does every symbol mean? It can also help to calm the body before sleep. Lower light, slower breathing, fewer alerts, and a predictable routine can tell the nervous system that the day is ending. A safer body often creates less fragmented sleep. If dreams are intense because life is unstable, the goal is not to force the dreams away. The goal is to reduce the alarm load. Support, rest, boundaries, therapy, practical planning, or simply naming the pressure can change the sleep environment. The important thing is this. Remembering dreams vividly during crisis does not mean your brain is broken. It means your brain is emotionally awake. It is trying to process what your waking mind cannot fully hold. Sometimes the dream is strange because the feeling is strange. Sometimes the imagery is extreme because the inner world is under pressure. The dream is the brain speaking in pictures when ordinary language feels too small. So if your dreams become vivid when life is falling apart, listen gently. Not as if every image is a prediction, but as if the dream is showing you where the pressure lives. A vivid dream is not proof that you are losing control. It is often proof that your mind is still working, still sorting, still trying to build continuity when the outside world feels unstable. The night is not separate from life. It is where life gets rearranged, softened, replayed, and sometimes slowly made bearable.